This will be a responsible budget which eases cost of living pressures and fights inflation and invests in a future made in Australia. The cost of living relief in this budget will be substantial and it will be responsible. There will be a tax cut for every taxpayer and there will be more help to help people make ends meet. This budget will be responsible. It will put the people front and centre. It will help all Australians to deal with the pressures that they're under in the here and now at the same time as we invest in the future. A tax cut for every taxpayer and more help to make ends meet. There'll also be substantial investments in more homes for Australians, in strengthening Medicare and the care economy, in reforming universities and boosting our skills base, and investing in the jobs and industries which will power our future. The defining feature of the Albanese government is responsible economic management, and the defining feature of the budget tonight will be responsible economic management as well. The second surplus that we are forecasting in the budget is a demonstration of that responsible economic management. The second surplus is not an end in itself. It's a demonstration that we've been able to get the budget in much better nick so that we can make room for our priorities, including easing the cost of living and investing in a future made in Australia. A second surplus is not an end in itself. It's an important way that we make room to help people and to invest in the future of our communities and our economy as well. A second surplus would be the first back-to-back surpluses in almost 2 decades. This is a demonstration of the responsible way that we've gone about managing the budget. The budget will put downward pressure on inflation, not upward pressure on inflation. We'll do that by showing spending restraint, by banking almost all of the upward revisions to revenue this year, by finding more savings in the budget, and also by making sure that we design our cost of living help so that it's part of the solution to this inflation challenge rather than part of the problem. The primary focus in this budget is cost of living and fighting inflation, but we found a way to do that at the same time as we invest in the future. Over to you.
Treasurer, is the second surplus based on commodity income tax an economic celebration or a political one?
Well, the second surplus is a demonstration of our responsible economic management. The primary driver of this second surplus is actually the way that we've been able to ensure that the labour market has stayed remarkably resilient. The biggest driver of this second surplus is not commodity prices, it's the resilience of the labour market. Commodity prices have made a more modest contribution, a welcome contribution, but a more modest one on this occasion. But what matters is when you get these revenue upgrades in the budget, and this one is only a sliver of what we've seen in years past. What matters is what you do with that. We are banking almost all of it this year. That is the reason why we're forecasting this second surplus. To land a second surplus would see the first back-to-back surpluses in almost 2 decades. That's a demonstration of a defining feature of this government, which is responsible economic management.